So here's the first battle between the two Dragons Exalted theme decks, the Garchomp deck and the Hydreigon deck. So Hydreigon is on Hydreigon side, Garchomp is on Garchomp side, I think. And I've already shuffled up these decks, so let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to be playing both sides, and I'm going to try and show my cards as I go along so you can kind of see the plays I'm making. I know in the past I haven't always made the best plays, especially with a theme deck, since I'm not, it's a new set, I'm not as familiar with the cards. So, feel free to correct me if I actually mess up, and yeah, we'll just have some fun. So it looks like my basic Pokemon are Gibble and Spheal. So I've already, well, since I don't have any fighting energy in my hand, I'm probably gonna go with the Spheal, and I will, typically I turn him over, however, since I'm playing against myself and I know what I'll be playing, I'm gonna do that instead. So then I put out my 6 prizes, and I'm gonna kind of be talking my way through the match for pretty much beginners, so they kind of understand how the game goes. Ooh, that's odd. Double Skuntank. 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, okay. So no basic Pokemon, which means that's a mulligan, and means the Hydreigon deck, didn't mean to knock the camera there, gets shuffled up, because we need a basic Pokemon in order to play. And I'm just going to kind of loosely shuffle these up because I know I shuffled pretty well, so it's just kind of by chance that things happen like that. Now, because this one had a mulligan, Garchomp gets to draw a card. So let's try this again. Now, let me turn the deck around to help myself out. Alright, so there's a couple of basics right there. 4, 5, 6, 7. Looks like I kind of mixed that up when I did that. So, very interesting. I'm going to go ahead and start off with the Houndour, and that is because with that communication and that Skuntank, I actually already have my Hydreigon line, but I'm going to need some time to build him up. So he's going to sit on the bench while I build him up. Put out my 6 prizes. And since I'm playing myself and I'm not going to bother with calling heads or tails, I'm just going to roll a die for either side, and highest will get to go first. So we have a 5, and that's a 2. So the Garchomp deck gets to go first. So draw a card, Potion. I'm going to go ahead and attach to this field and pass my turn since I can't attack quite yet. Draw for the turn. And I'm not going to use that communication quite yet, just in case I draw into the Zweilous. That way I won't waste that communication. So I'm going to go ahead and attach for the turn. And we'll go ahead and play the Gothita on the bench as well. And then I will pass as well. So I'm going to draw to another water. There's nothing else I can do. So I'm going to do Unstoppable Roll. So double tails, which means it just does 10. If I had hit double heads, I would have done a total of 40. So draw. I'm actually not going to play that Murkrow on the bench because there's actually no Honchkrow in the set. So I'm going to play the communication and put Murkrow back in the deck. And communication pretty much says I get to swap a Pokemon in my hand for a Pokemon in the deck. So I want a Zweilous because I have that Hydreigon in my hand. So there's a Zweilous. That gets put back into my hand, and then now that I'm done with the deck, I shuffle up. And I always cut the deck because your opponent would typically cut the deck for you. Only downside is I'm not really drawing into the energy. So I'm going to go ahead and evolve to Zweilous, attach an energy for my turn, and then I will pass. Now that I've ended my turn, that communication will be going into discard pile, although I think the new rules, yeah, it's supposed to go in the discard pile immediately anyways, but that's alright. I'm going to draw into another water energy. Alright, so since Spheal has all the energy it needs right now, I'm going to attach to the Gibble, and we're going to do Unstoppable Roll again. Only 1 heads, so it still only does 10. Draw for the turn. That's not a good thing because I need energy. But I'm going to go ahead and... Actually, well, drawing's not going to do me any good because there's no dark in there, so I'm going to go ahead and evolve to the Hydreigon, and now we just wait. So I'm going to draw. Excellent. Into Gabite, and that is the energy, or not the energy, the search acceleration for this theme deck. Its ability says once during your turn before you attack, you may search your deck for a dragon-type Pokemon, reveal it, put it into your hand, and then shuffle your deck. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to search for another Gibble. You may ask, why did I not search for the Garchomp? And you will see next turn why I did not search for a Garchomp. Cut my deck as if I had an opponent. I have another water energy, so I'm going to attach it. And we'll try Unstoppable Roll again. Again, just 1, so just does 10. Draw. Excellent. Energy, so now Hydreigon can attack. However, this one needs 1 to retreat, so it's still stuck there. My plan is to let Houndour just sit up here and lose a prize and get that Hydreigon fully powered up because its first attack, let's see, 40, and then it heals whatever the damage that it just did. But the second attack is really cool. Destructor Beam for 90, you flip a coin, if heads, you get to discard an energy attached to the defending Pokemon, so that may be crucial. So I'm just going to pass, draw, and excellent. Play the, well actually, I'm going to hold off on playing the Sharon, because I'm going to use Gabite's ability Dragon Call first, to search out for another Gabite. So now I have 2 ability Gabites, and then I'm going to use that Gabite to search out, let's see, there is another Gabite in here, so I'm going to search out for another Gibble. And I'm just going to swarm the field with Gibbles and Gabites. So that's why I did not go for the Garchomp, because had I gone for the Garchomp, I would not have been able to use Gabite's ability again on this turn. But now I've got 2 Gabites in play, allowing me to search for 2 dragon types, and get another on the bench, ready to go, in case I can get that third one. So now that I've thinned out the deck a little bit, now I'm going to play that Sharon, and get to draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3, and see, that worked out perfectly, because I didn't waste any of those Sharon draw power on any dragon Pokemon that I could search out. So, and it works out even better because that is a Celio, so I get to evolve. And, actually, well, it's going to be probably knocked out anyways. So I'm actually going to try a little bit of a different strategy. I'm going to attach, since I keep on just drawing water energy, I'm going to attach to this Gabite, and I'm going to pass. And the reason I'm not knocking this Pokemon out is because if I knock him out, I don't know what's in his hand. If he draws another energy, my Celio is going to be knocked out. However, if I wait until next turn to knock him out, I can evolve to Walrein, which will survive an attack and allow me to put some damage on that Hydreigon. If that doesn't make sense, I'll show you in a minute and we'll see how it plays out. So I'm going to draw into a Slackoth. So I would have been safe had I attacked and just taken a prize there, but I think I made the more strategic play in preparing for another turn. So I still have no energy, so I can't attach, and I have no choice but to pass. So I'm going to draw into a Floatzel, or I'm sorry, a Buizel, and let's see. So now the thing I didn't do quite right was I didn't pay attention to Walrein's big attack, which paralyzes the Hydreigon. So I'm not actually quite ready, energy-wise, to go. But I'm going to go ahead and evolve in case he gets to retreat and brings up the Hydreigon, so he can't knock me out. And so I'm going to use 2 of the ability Dragon Calls, so I'm going to search out for 2 Pokemon. So I'm going to go for a Gabite and a Garchomp, and technically these are going into my hand, however I'm playing them as I'm going. Now, I'm going to go ahead and now use that new Gabite. I'm going to go ahead and evolve, and then use that third ability to search out for, guess what? Another Garchomp. I'm going to put that in my hand. Only downside is I'm not drawing into the fighting energy. Now, I could take a chance and attack and take a prize and hope that maybe it's some energy. It'll give me an extra card. Or I can stall for another turn knowing that he can't knock me out. Until I get some fighting energy, that is probably the safer play. But I'm going to go ahead and evolve that Garchomp. Because I've got all my Garchomps in play now, their only dragon Pokemon left is one Gibble. I don't need to worry about having additional Gabites in play. I have no more energy. Well, I already attached anyways. And, I think what I'll do is I'll go ahead and I'm not going to delay it any further. I'm going to go ahead and do Aurora Beam for 80, which knocks out the Houndour, puts him in the discard pile, and I get a prize, which, is a Phoebus. I do have my Lodic in my hand, though, so I can do that. And my Lodic is actually really good. I get to search my deck for any 3 cards and put them into my hand, all for just a water energy. So that may have actually been a pretty good prize. So, let's see. I really don't want to have to attack with Hydreigon now, because I really want to use that more powerful attack. But I may not have much of a choice right now, because I'm having trouble drawing into energy. And I really don't want to give up another sacrificial Pokemon right now. So I'm going to go ahead and put out the Hydreigon. And, I didn't draw into an energy. So I'm going to put that Giant Cape in my hand because actually, no, I'm going to attach it because if I somehow get a 4th enter, Dragon Pokemon are weak to other Dragon Pokemon, so I may need that extra HP pretty soon in order not to be knocked out after weakness from Sand Tomb 80 times 2, which would be 160, which would definitely knock me out. So I'm going to do Consume for 40, and if I had any damage on me, I would also be able to heal 40, but I don't. So now it is Garchomp's turn, and there's a fighting energy. So, I'm going to slide all this over a little bit, make more room on my bench. That is a bad thing about using theme deck mats, is that you don't get much bench space. So I'm going to play that Phoebus that I got off of my prizes. I'm going to, actually, I'm going to attach that fighting here because Iced Entomb, while it doesn't do more damage than Aurora Beam, it paralyzes you. And these theme decks don't come with Switch. So, Paralysis, now the only bad thing is I can't use Iced Entomb on my next turn, but that's still going to give me another extra turn. So, that's actually a really good card. So, Iced Entomb for 60, and Paralyzed. And I always forget which way you rotate. It doesn't even say. I'm going to just rotate him this way to show that he's paralyzed. So a reminder to myself that I cannot attack next turn. So I'm going to draw. And unfortunately, I'm still not hitting any of these, any energy. That's really unfortunate because I was able to get the Hydreigon up so fast. So I'm going to hold that communication in my hand because I really don't know what I'm going to need it for until I get energy going. So, well, actually, no, I have a Skuntank, which only has 1 energy. So I'm going to go ahead and shuffle in the Gothita. And looks like I wasn't going to be getting that energy for a couple other turns. We're going to go for... Where's a Stunky? There's a Stunky. Shuffle up and hopefully be able to draw into some energy. play that, and there's nothing else I can do. I'm paralyzed, so I have to pass. Now that it's the end of my turn, I'm no longer paralyzed. Giant Cape, very good. I'm going to go ahead and evolve Phoebus to my Lodic. No energy to attach. I could use the potion now, but it may be better just to wait until I know that I really need it. And I think what I'm gonna do, yeah, because even if he hits me for the destruction beam, it only does 90, which I'm still under 130, so I'm still alive, so I don't need to really worry about that now. So I can't use Ice Entombment again because it says so. So I'm gonna use Aurora Beam for 80. So 6, 7, 8. Oh, and draw. No energy. I'll go ahead and evolve Stunky to Skuntank, but that is very disappointing. So the only thing I can do is Consume, which does only 40. I do heal 40 from myself, but it's really not going to matter since I'm at 100 and Wall Rain can still knock me out. So I'm going to draw into a Fighting Energy. This is looking really good for Garchomp. So even if he knocks out that Wall Rain, I'm well prepared to keep on going. Let's see. I'm at 80 right now. I'm feeling pretty good right now, so I'm not going to worry about using my Giant Cape, Rescue Scarf, or Potion. And I'm just going to do Aurora Beam for 80 for the knockout that puts him up to 180 or 180 damage. Even with Giant Cape, he's only got 170, so that knocks out that beautiful Hydreigon. So, take a prize, which awesome, another Fighting Energy. And here's the question: do I send up the Skuntank to force him to retreat next turn with a smoke screen, hoping I draw a dark? Or do I just send up a sacrifice for more time? I'm going to send up one more sacrifice just to buy some time. Okay, Energy Search. So it's probably still a good play. I'll go ahead and just search for that Darkness Energy right there. Get that Skuntank ready to go for next turn, and Slack Off will just have to be a sacrifice. Okay. So I'll pass my turn, I'll draw into a Cubone, which really doesn't do too much. I'm going to attach this Fighting Energy over to this Garchomp, getting him ready to go. And actually, I'll go ahead and use the Dragon Call ability just to get out that last Gibble. And now I don't have any more Dragon Pokemon in my deck to search out. And that just means that, you know, thinning out your deck means you're going to draw into more of what is actually left, more of what hopefully you need. Alright, so I'm going to use Aurora Beam for 80, knocks it out, and I draw my third prize, just Temple. So now I'm going to put up that Skuntank. Vigoroth, that doesn't do me any good, I need energy. So I'm going to use Smokescreen for 20. It's poisoned, so in between turns it'll go up to 50. And now if Wall Rain tries to attack, I have to flip a coin. If Tails, it does absolutely nothing. So Garchomp deck takes a turn. See, I'm at 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm at 110 right now. I'm going to go ahead and attach another Water Energy here. It cost me 4 to retreat, and I'm actually going to pay all 4 to retreat. And I'm going to go back to a Garchomp. Been building him up, and now he's ready to go. And Walrein can just sit on my bench. I don't have to worry about catchers in this deck. I don't even know if there's anything in here that snipes. So he's safe to just sit there. I have no energy to attach, although I just attached that one anyways. I do have some free bench space, but until I draw into an evolution, I don't know if I want to play my Buizel, Temple, or a Cubone. So I'm going to skip on all that. And I'm going to do Sand Tomb for 80. Doesn't quite knock him out, but gets him close. And then it says that Skuntank cannot retreat. So I draw into a Psychic Energy. So there's some energy. I have no basics or anything else to play, so I'm going to use Smokescreen for 20, and so I would have to flip to attack unless I retreated. I draw into a blend energy, so, I think I'm going to use it on my Load It, because Water Pulse seems pretty cool. And I'm going to, luckily Garchomp has free retreat, so I'm going to free retreat back to this Garchomp. That takes away the effects of Smokescreen because it specifically says the defending Pokemon and not your opponent's Pokemon. It says if it had said opponent's Pokemon, it wouldn't have mattered who I had up, I would still have to flip. So I'm going to use, well, it doesn't matter, I could use Jet Headbutt or Sand Tomb, which will knock out the Skuntank for my 4th prize. Oh, so there we go. Palpitoad evolves from my Temple. I'm going to put up a Gothorita, and I have to draw a basic Pokemon to stay in the game. And it's not. It's an Energy Search Sillin, which just came too late. So, I'll, yeah, because he gets knocked out next turn. I'll go ahead and play it out, though. Sillin lets you search your deck for 3 energy. We'll just take the first 3 we find. We shuffle it up. Let you just see how the cards work and how little Gothita works. Put them into my hand. I'll go ahead and attach to one, just because why not. And then I'll use its attack Future Sight. I look at the top 5 cards in my deck and rearrange them any way I want. So, oh, there we go. If it mattered next turn, I would want that Gothorita on top to be able to evolve. That basic would also be good. Either way, it doesn't matter because I'm getting knocked out, but that I would get to rearrange it any way I wanted. I'll draw, will attach there, and then I'll do Sand Tomb for 80, which knocks out the Gothita. Now, I take a prize. I still have 1 prize card left. However, there are no Pokemon on the Hydreigon side, so that means Garchomp wins. So as we can see, it's pretty much a clean sweep. Hydreigon didn't even get to take 1 prize. Garchomp took everything, and pretty much Walrein was the big hitter there for quite a while. So I'm going to shuffle these up, and we're going to try another game, and we're going to see if Hydreigon can't do any better.